Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest blurred in the land. Welcome back to Ill Blur. Matic was one of those. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video is something that I've been waiting patiently to hear more news about this. And it seems like we are finally getting some new news or new information when it comes down to it. And what is Ill Blur Matic talking about? Marvel Studios has confirmed the early development stages for the X-Men movie reboot. Good. Birdman hand rub, all right? Love the idea that we are finally getting some new information. I remember I talked about X-Men a while back, and I'll leave that video link so you guys can go check it out. There is some new information. So the good news is Marvel finally is able to get into some production for it on the writer side, meaning that they're trying to get a script together for the movie, a story, and what the X-Men next reboot is going to be around. Because remember, X-Men has already had two different X-Men series of movies. You had the one that came out in the early 2000s, then you had the one that came out in the mid 2000s. So good to hear that we're gonna get X-Men. The reason why they weren't able to get a little bit more into the process of it is because we all know that the writer's strike has been a thing. It's finally ended for the writers. Unfortunately, it has not ended for the actual actors. So this is going to take a while for this next X-Men movie to take place for Marvel Studios and maybe even 20th Century Fox. Because remember, they were the original people that were doing the X-Men movies. I'm pretty sure they're still attached to it. Let's talk about when these X-Men next movie is going to come out. Unfortunately, it seems like it's going to be a bit of a delay. It seems like Marvel Studios has mentioned that they're going to go with a 2028 release. And I'm like, And originally, like I said, I talked about in my other video, is that they were originally going to do a 2025 release. And it's going to be a bit longer, y'all. A bit longer for another X-Men reboot to come out. And maybe this is for the best because honestly, I want to see a new X-Men movie, but I want to see something different that I haven't seen before. For me, honestly, I would love to see X-Men set up where they have the original members, Rogue for one. We haven't seen Gambit. Gambit doesn't get no love. I'm like, yo, we done had two different X-Men movie series and no Gambit. I'm like, where is Gambit? We got Wolverine, we got Jean Grey, we got Cyclops. I'm like, nah, if y'all, y'all pitching ideas to Marvel Studios, can we at least get the original OGs in the movie? Like I said, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Gambit, Rogue, Jubilee. I mean, Jubilee's already kind of been in the X-Men movies, but I mean, come on, I haven't done nothing with Gambit. I mean, at least Beast has been in the X-Men movies. My other thing is with this whole X-Men thing, I would like to see if they don't go with this idea. I would love to see them in a future setting for the X-Men, like how they did in the X-Men movie Future Days Past, where they're in we see older X-Men movies, maybe an older Storm, maybe an older Wolverine, you know what I'm saying? Because they have not explored that within the movies. I mean, except for one movie, right? And I think that'll be a great idea because they haven't explored that yet. Like, yeah, y'all have done it with the current timeline and stuff. Great. But we have not seen the older Gen X-Men set up in a futurist setting for an actual X-Men movie. So I'm kind of excited to hear that, X-Men's at the early development stages at Marvel. But I'm a bit disappointed too at the same time because now you know, like I said, originally they were slated to come out 2025. Also, maybe the contract issues they've had, because a lot of you guys don't know, Fox had a deal before the whole Disney and Fox merger, and maybe this is probably holding up the process, not just the writer's strike. And this could be the delay of why, because maybe they're having a hard time getting some of the actors to come back to reprise this role for the next upcoming X-Men reboot for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So only time will tell. But you guys tell me in the comments, are you surprised that X-Men is finally in early development stages at Marvel Studios? And my next question is, do you think the deal that they had with Fox may be delaying the movie for a later release? Originally, it was supposed to come out in 2025, the next X-Men movie for the reboot, but now we have to wait for another time. But it's a blur. Living in the world, guys. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing, also fully watching the video. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm out.